Look through your window right now. You are staring straight through melted sand. Fire turned a fistful of beach into something you can see clean through. This is how glass is made, from ordinary sand to a clear window. If you love interesting facts, this one hides in plain sight. How does dull, gritty sand vanish into thin air? Start with the most boring thing on a beach. Grab a plain handful of sand. About 7 of every 10 parts of glass is just that. The rest is powder from rock and burnt seashells. Mix them, and you hold the recipe for a window. No secret element, no rare metal, no magic. The clearest thing in your home begins as grit under your feet. Now you need heat that feels almost unreal. The furnace burns hotter than most lava on Earth. Sand fights you far past 1,000 degrees. It glows, it softens, then slumps into a thick orange syrup. That glowing goo is glass, still furious with heat. Touch it and it would not simply burn you. It would erase you. Melting pure sand on its own is brutal work, so glassmakers cheat with a clever powder. A pinch of soda ash drops the melting point sharply. The stubborn sand gives up and turns liquid far sooner. That same shortcut hides a nasty flaw. Use only soda ash, and the glass slowly dissolves in water. So a third ingredient is added to lock it shut. Something small keeps nagging me as I write this. This same clear sheet is glowing into shape all over the world. A vast plant outside Shanghai. A quiet line in the German countryside. A furnace deep in Ohio. I am quietly wondering which country you are watching from tonight. The country, not the city. And wherever you sit, the next part sounds impossible, because the flattest glass on Earth is never pressed flat. It is floated. Here is how they make it perfectly flat. The molten glass pours onto a pool of liquid metal. It floats on a bath of melted tin, like oil on water. Gravity alone pulls it into an even sheet. No roller ever touches the top surface. That is why a good window has no ripples. It cooled while drifting on a mirror of metal. That river of glass almost never stops flowing. The furnace burns day and night for over a decade. Let it cool down and the lining cracks apart. So it runs through holidays, storms and years without pause. A single line can pour glass nonstop for 15 years. Somewhere one has been glowing since before you left school. It is simply not allowed to sleep. Humans wrestled with 2 problems for centuries: making glass truly clear and making it truly flat. One demanded chemistry, the other demanded liquid metal. So which do you think came harder to master, clear or flat? One word. Write it below. You have probably heard that glass slowly flows. That old church windows are thicker at the bottom from dripping. That story is simply false. Those panes were uneven the day they were made. Glass is a real solid and keeps its shape for ages. Yet inside it is strange, like a liquid frozen mid-pour. Its atoms never lined up into neat crystals. They locked in place while still tumbling. So why can you see through a solid at all? Light hits most materials and slams to a halt. But glass has no tidy grid to catch it. Visible light slides between the atoms untouched. The energy is wrong to be absorbed, so it passes clean through. Your window is solid, yet light treats it like open air. You are looking at the world through frozen liquid. That same clearness now carries the entire internet. Melt glass into a thread, thinner than a hair. It stays so pure that light barely fades inside it. A single beam races down miles of it and still shines. Your messages travel as flashes of light through glass strings. Under the oceans, glass threads stitch the continents together. Sand is quietly carrying your voice across the planet. Nature was making glass long before we were. A lightning bolt can stab into sand and fuse it at once. It leaves a hollow glass tube shaped like a frozen root. Volcanoes do it too, cooling lava into black glass. That glass, obsidian, was chipped into the sharpest blades ever made. Some edges are finer than a modern scalpel. Earth was a glassmaker with no furnace. One of glass's best tricks was a happy accident. A chemist knocked a coated flask off a shelf. It cracked, but strangely held its shape. A dried film inside had glued the pieces together. That mistake became the glass in every windshield. Two sheets of glass hugging a thin plastic core. It webs instead of spraying deadly shards. And glass was only getting started with hidden tension. Here is the twist that bends the mind. The clearest glass is born from one of the muddiest starts. Filthy sand becomes something you cannot even see. And the calmer glass looks, the more force it can hide inside. Trap that tension the right way and it becomes armor. Trap it the wrong way and it turns into a bomb. Which brings us to the strangest glass ever made. Drip molten glass into cold water and watch something eerie form. It freezes into a tadpole shape, a fat head and a thin tail. Smash the bulb head with a hammer and nothing breaks. It shrugs off a blow that would crack a stone. Now pinch the fragile tail between your fingers. The whole drop bursts into powder in a blink. A crack tears through it faster than a bullet. All that calm was caging a hidden explosion. There is one last thing glass refuses to do. It refuses to ever wear out. Melt an old bottle and it comes back with no loss at all. The same glass can be reborn again and again forever. Bury it instead, and it barely changes for thousands of years. Roman cups still shine after 2,000 years in the ground. Glass does not rot, rust, or truly age. So think about what your window really is. A handful of beach, melted by unreal fire. Floated flat on a river of liquid metal. Frozen solid while still behaving like a liquid. Clear enough that light forgets it is there. And tough enough to outlive almost everything you own. You are looking straight through tamed sand. I still cannot shake one of these. That a smooth glass drop can eat a hammer, then vanish from one tiny snip. Which fact surprised you the most?